Capuchin TV.
Forward ever, backward never. Let us move ahead and so on. Even children, kuna kakitu tunaweza kufanya ili kanisa iweze kumetameta.
Endelea kutazama Capuchin TV, kitambulisho Katoliki.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic Focus. My name is Deborah Mania and our sign language interpreter is Frida Gekunta. Thank you for joining us as we highlight stories shaping the Catholic Church, the community, and the faithful across the country. Welcome. Religious leaders in Kenya have made a passionate plea to the country's political class to put aside partisan interests and prioritize peace, unity, and the well-being of citizens. The call was made during a high-level gathering organized by the Commission for Interreligious Dialogue and Ecumenism. Led by Bishop Wilbur Laho, the Catholic Diocese of Malindi, the forum brought together Christian, Muslim, and traditional Kaya elders, all unified in their message of reconciliation and dialogue amid rising political tensions. The leaders also warned against actions that could inflame religious sensitivities, with Kaya elders urging President William Ruto to temporarily halt plans of building a church within State House grounds, a move they say could deepen religious divides.
Tupatie dialogue nafasi. Otherwise bila hiyo taifa letu linaenda vibaya. Na kwa hivyo na wasii sana viongozi wa kisiasa watulize roho, waache kampeni za mapema, waache matusi, wazungumze kama watu wazima. Sasa watoto wetu wanapotuona tukitukanana hadharani, tutawafundisha maadili gani?
Kutakuwa na migongano. Kwanza atakaye kwenda hiyo kanisa ni nani? Kanisa kujengwa katika ikulu, jambo la kwanza haliko kikatiba. Jambo la pili litaleta matatizo kuhusu wale wanaoenda kuomba hapo.
Tunaona kuwa nchi yetu inatupeleka mahali ambapo si pazuri. Na kwa hakika kumekuwa na wito muhimu sana kuwa tufanye intergenerational dialogue. Mazungumzo muhimu ya amani na maelewano yafanyike kwa vitengo vyote. Haya kwa hakika sisi kama viongozi wa kidini tunayaunga mkono 100%. Ni muhimu sana. Bila kushauriana mambo hayawezi kwenda vizuri. Kwa hivyo wito wa ushauriano kama viongozi wa kidini tunaunga mkono ifanyike kwa haraka, tupate suluhu ya haraka ya kudumu kusukuma taifa letu la Kenya na serikali katika ufanifu mzuri tunaotaka.
And now moving forward, residents living along the border of Kangema and Mathioya constituencies in Murang'a County are pleading with their area leaders to construct a permanent bridge across River Mathioya. This comes as locals continue to risk their lives daily by using a makeshift log bridge that connects the two areas. Our reporter Lilian Kimanthi brings us the details from Nyakahura.
In the heart of Murang'a County, residents of Nyakaura in Kangema and Nyakarengo in Mathioya cross this river daily, balancing carefully on a giant log that has become their only link to farms, schools and markets. The tree trunk laid across the river Mathioya is the only connection between the two communities. Despite being extremely dangerous, locals rely on it for everyday activities, from farming to transporting goods. The situation worsens during the rainy season. The river swells and crossing becomes a gamble with death.
Na siku ya leo tumekuja hapa kwa hii daraja yenye it is the bridge that divides Kagema and Mathioya, whereby it is the bridge yenye huwa tunatumia kwa economy, because tunaweza sema this bridge is the backbone of economy of Kagema and Mathioya. Juu sasa hapa ndipo most of people from Mathioya and others from Kagema huwa wanapitia. So vile sisi tunaomba tu kwa serikali, we want the government to help us to build this bridge. Tunataka tu mtusaidie kujenga hii daraja, kwa sababu si mtu mmoja ama wawili wamekufia hapa. More than 10 people in a period of 2 years wamekufia hapa.
Motorcyclists and even school children are forced to navigate the slippery log, sometimes with the help of sacks and makeshift support.
Hii mhogo vyenye mnaiona hapa, kuna wakati mama mmoja alikuja akasilaidi hapo na akaaguka. Igari palikuwa na mtu karibu akapiga duru, na sisi kama vijana tukakuja haraka sana na tukaweza kuokoa huyo mama. Na kuna wakati mwingine kuna mtu mwingine alikuwa amebeba mabati, akiwa ametoka pande ya Kagema, hakuweza kupita na hiyo mabati kwa sababu alikuta maji imejaa juu ya mhogo, alafu ndio akaweza kutereza na akajisikilia kwa hii majoho ziko hapa. Lakini kwa wananchi wema waliweza kukimbia kwa haraka sana na wakaweza kumsaidia. Sasa sisi mbunge wa pande ya Jobe na mbunge ya pande ya Kagema, tunawaomba kwa unyenyekevu wasikane wote wawili watutengenezee hii mhogo, alafu hii njia imetoka pande ya Kagema na hii imeenda pande ya Jobe, wasikane wote wawili na wakuje wajionee, sio urogo na sio kitendawili.
Parents often escort their children to and from school, crossing with extreme caution, an effort that disrupts their livelihoods.
Alafu tena tuko na watoto wengine, my brothers and sisters, wenye wanakuja wanavukia hapa daraja. Kila asubuhi lazima tuwalete hapa, tuwavukishe, ndio ili waweze kuenda shule. Na wenye wanatoka ng'ambo wengine lazima wavushwe. Juu sasa ukiachilia mtoto hivi, ukiangalia daraja venye inakaa, it is very risky.
I just request the leaders who are elected in this area to help us to construct this project so that our lives may be simple. We are facing a lot of problems. Children are facing a lot of problems going to school.
The residents are now urging Kagema MP Peter Irungu Kiungi and Mathioya MP Dr. Edwin Mugo to act urgently and construct a permanent bridge to end their suffering and prevent further tragedies.
Waone kweli kama sisi wakaaji Kagema na Itoya Gaziroine, waone sisi tunasumbuka sana. Sasa tungewaomba nyinyi kama serikali mtusaidie, na wakubwa wacheni niwaambie, wachangeni kukimbia wakati kumeharibika. Kujeni muone shida yenye tuko nayo wakaaji wa area hii, mtusaidie kabla mambo haijaendelea kuharibika.
Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Lilian Kimanthi.
Concerns are mounting over what some Kenyans and a section of political leaders say are early signs of electoral manipulation ahead of the 2027 general election. Allegations of voter suppression, questionable registration practices, and growing political intolerance are already setting a stage for what could be a highly charged the long-awaited electoral season. Here is now the full story with Maureen Kimani.
With just over 2 years to the next general election, growing unease is being expressed by Kenyans and a section of leaders over what they fear are early efforts to undermine the credibility of the 2027 polls. At the center of these concerns are claims of voter suppression, targeting young people, especially in the vote-rich Mount Kenya region. During a funeral service in Gakoi village, Gatondo North, some leaders alleged that delays in the issuance of national identity cards are preventing thousands of youths from registering as voters, a move they described as deliberate and politically motivated. A recent incident in Oljororo, where over 1,000 processed ID cards reportedly went missing from a local administrator's office, has only fueled suspicions of systemic interference.
Very many complaints from the young people who have been issued with ID cards, but ID cards that you cannot even register as with Mpesa. So we fear that these are fake documents. Perhaps documents that are fake to the extent that they will affect the outcome of the elections. Again, I can give you two instances. One is last month at Oljororo, the DCC or the ACC was in charge of Oljororo division, lost IDs of almost 1,000, and they were just lost from the office. He never reported. There was no burglary, there was no breaking into the office, lakini zilipotea. Na yeye mwenyewe alitamka wakiwa na wakubwa wengine huko Oljororo. The other thing is this, when they went to ban the Olkalao, unaona wale walikuwa na choma, they banned 1,900 IDs.
These concerns have been amplified by controversial remarks from Wajir woman representative Fatuma Jehu, who recently stated that leaders from her region would do whatever it takes to ensure President William Ruto re-election. Her statement has attracted sharp criticism from across the political divide, with many warning that such rhetoric erodes public trust in Kenya's democratic institutions.
And we know, we have heard some of them saying that they are going to rig elections. Very clear statements that can literally get us into anarchy.
Also under fire are recent comments by President Ruto instructing police officers to shoot protesters in the leg. Remarks made amid ongoing demonstrations led by Gen Z youth calling for political and economic reforms.
And very unchecked utterances by people who have responsibilities in this country. Calling on people to be shot if you approach a police station, calling on people to be shot on the leg. I think it is important to remind them like that young men like Alex actually died because he was shot on the leg. So that's a very clear statement coming from a person who occupies the office in the State House.
Church leaders have also joined in the national conversation. Thika Diocese Anglican Bishop Julius Wanyoike, among others, has criticized the state's response to the protest and called for urgent implementation, including the Ndongo Land Report, the Craiglia Report on Electoral Justice, and the recently tabled NATCO Report on National Dialogue.
The situation in our country demands implementation of the recommendations of the various commissions which we have in this country. A call for intergenerational dialogue may not lead us to anywhere because we have sufficient body of evidence of what needs to be done. It is up to the President and the Cabinet to be bold, to take the steps which will enable us to be successful. Kenyans are suffering over things which can be worked on. It's a case of listening and it's a case of acting. We do not need to delay with the further talks in any way.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has called for the formation of a conclave of national leaders to address the Gen Z movement and propose lasting solutions. But critics warn that unless handled with transparency and goodwill, such forums could turn into political bargaining tables rather than platforms for genuine transformation. Reporting for Catholic Focus, Amorin Kimani.
And now on to sports news. Kenya's hopes for early medals at the 2024 FISU World University 2024 Champions race on I beg your pardon. Kenya's hopes for early medals at the 2024 FISU World University Games race on on the shoulders of 5 taekwondo fighters who are set to make their international debut at the Düsseldorf, Germany. The team, led by East Africa University Games champion Zena Selina, is confident and ready to fight for the glory. Charles Maverton has the details.
At the FISU World University Games kick-off in Rhine-Ruhr, Germany, 5 taekwondo players from Kenya are set to enter the ring with high expectation and determination. The fighters will be chasing Kenyan first medal on Saturday, July 19th. Leading the team is Zena Selina, a welterweight and a captain of the squad. Selina, who is also a reigning East African University Games champion, says her focus is set on replicating our regional success on the world stage.
We've been training for a while and we are selected to represent us. I hope we'll give our best. We believe in our mentors, our training, and above all, we believe in God, and we're going to do our best. For me, this is my first game, and we have the rest of us have been to several games, and they're quite familiar with what's happening. You see, the World Taekwondo Games are on a different level compared to the rest of the local games that we play to fight. We don't go with a losing spirit. It doesn't matter who you are or your training are, as long as you fought with a winning spirit. That's all that matters. They're here. I believe they are world champions. The fact that they're going for this trip, they're recognized as world champions, and they're going to give their best. I've seen them in training and their endeavors and how they really put their discipline forward to maintain their status, their level of fighting in the ring. They're the best.
Selina is joined by Anna Jumwa Mwandario, bantamweight, Eric Gitonga Munene, heavyweight, Stacey Alice, featherweight, and Aji Okwato Ombago, fineweight. All gold medalists at the East Africa University Games. Despite making their world debut, the fighters are no strangers to success. Each athlete represents a different university. Selina and Haji from USIU, Juma from MUST, Munene from Kemu, and Alice from Kenyatta University.
And we are so prepared for this event. We have been training for a while. We have a camp here in Kenyatta University, and our students are really prepared. The team spirit is really high, focused to win, and we have a winning mentality. Everyone here is prepared. We have 5 athletes, 3 ladies and 2 men. And for us, we are lucky to have a heavyweight in the men's category, which is a rare weight to find in Taekwondo, and a finweight. I believe the team is really, really good. It was seeded from the East Africa University Games, which ended in December. The selection was done, and we selected our team.
Coach Peter Miringu, a seasoned black belt, believes that the team's short but intense preparation will carry them through. He adds that better institutional support is vital for nurturing talent and enabling students to compete internationally.
Prepared, we had a bit of challenge because the camp period was very short, and we expected to have a longer and a better period than this one, because a world champion, it's a very big thing, and we needed like a month or so to prepare this team. But with the shortest time possible, we have pushed something, and I believe we are ready for the task. We have been having a number of tournaments around, including the national events organized by the federation, the national federation, and for this particular team, I have been monitoring and very closely monitoring, and they are all prepared. Our first tournament is on Saturday. Our finweight will be having a game on Saturday, and we are really prepared.
With their eyes on the podium and the Kenyan flag close to heart, the young Taekwondo team hopes to make a strong statement in Germany and inspire future university athletes back home. Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Charles Maverton.
Kitui County is set for a major transformation in the sports sector following the groundbreaking of modern stadium at the Ithokwe Showground in Kitui Town. The national government has officially launched the project, which is expected to benefit both athletes and the local community. Over today's edition of Catholic Focus. Thank you for watching. I am Deborah Mani, and on behalf of our sign language interpreter Frida Gikunda and the entire team, we wish you peace, faith, and a blessed evening ahead. God bless you.
You are watching Capuchin TV. For any complaints, comments, or compliments on our programming, you can either write to us on info@capuchintv.co.ke or you can call us directly on 0717 424 866. Your complaint shall be addressed within 7 days. Remember to keep a copy of your communication with us. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity.